If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing Weather Report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Well, good Wednesday morning. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a quick check on your forecast. Starting off warm, temperatures in the 80s early on, and we'll be getting into the low, even mid-90s, maybe even upper 90s out there. Heat index values anywhere from 100 to 108 out there. Just an isolated shower storm possible. Rain chances are less than 20% on your Wednesday. We do see an increase in some of those rain chances, though, as we get into Thursday and into the weekend. 7-day forecast looks like this. We have that increase in rain and storm chances, so that decreases our temperatures. Hottest day will end up being today on your Wednesday, and then we'll see temperatures tick down into the lower 90s as we head into the weekend and early next week.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for stopping by. We are outside of the Grand Ole Hatchery in Dickson on Dickson's Main Street. This is going to be the site of the 6th annual Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship. This Buck Dance Championship has continued to grow over the last 6 years. I've had the pleasure of highlighting this Buck Dance Championship for the past 2 years. Well, once again, we talk with the organizer, the woman behind this, who wants to make sure that this is a championship that remains here in Dickson and continues the legacy of Mr. Robert Spicer. Coming up, we're going to hear a little more about Mr. Spicer, someone who's near and dear to me as I grew up dancing with him when I was little. And then we'll also hear about what you can expect when you come out to the championship, whether you want to take part in it or just enjoy some really great bluegrass music and see some of the best buck dancers and flat foot dancers around. We will also learn about Neighborhood Health, a clinic that has been serving the Nashville community since 1976. It grew from 2 locations, now has grown into 12, still serving those who need it in our Nashville area. We'll hear more about the clinic later on in the show. But first, take a quick trip with me and I'll show you where I started dancing with Mr. Spicer. Well, I'll be. Lakeview Park still stands with so much development in our communities. I'm kind of surprised that this park is still here, but this is the pavilion that I would go to every Thursday when I was a kid, starting at the age of 4.5 to meet Mr. Spicer and a number of other youngsters who wanted to learn how to buck dance. This is where I learned how to do the basic, the shuffle, the crisscross, the wing, and a number of other steps to put together for buck dancing. So many wonderful memories right here. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've been back to Lakeview Pavilion. I just decided, hey, I'm going to go drive by. And yep, again, still here. So great to see. Coming up after the break, we will hear all about the 6th annual Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship and what you can expect. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. This woman, Deborah Wood of Tennessee Ridge, has a trial date of October 30th on a charge of aggravated statutory rape for having relations with a 14-year-old boy. Wood was employed through Centerstone as a school-based therapist in the Houston County school system. The boy was not a student in the school system there at the time of the alleged incident. Wood remains in the Houston County Jail. TVA has informed all 159 local power companies in the valley, including Columbia Power and Water Systems, that Step 20 of the Emergency Load Curtailment Program has been initiated. Step 20 is voluntary but highly advised. CPWS is urging people to conserve electricity to the greatest possible extent. Tips they're sharing include raising your thermostat by at least 2 degrees Fahrenheit, lowering the thermostat on your water heater, postponing the use of large electronic appliances, and turning off any non-essential lights and electrical equipment. Take a look. The Portland Fire and Police Departments have formed a public safety drone team named DRACO, an acronym for Drone Rescue and Aerial Command. This program is to increase emergency response capabilities and public safety. The drones will be used for a variety of critical situations, including search and rescue of missing persons, fire scene assessment, natural disaster response, subject location and monitoring, crime scene documentation, and overwatch during large-scale public events. The DRACO program was made possible through funding from police and fire department impact fees. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
Busy bee, yeah, busy bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all, hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
333.
Oh, busy bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy bee, oh,
Now
busy
ready,
bee.
guys.
Call 775-7833.
Welcome back. Dickson County native Robert Spicer began dancing at age 7 and is one of a few individuals who spent their lifetime teaching and sharing their love of the old style of flatfoot and buck dancing. Flatfoot dancing is also called rhythmic buck dancing. It is said older black dancers sometimes say that there were 37 named steps in a complete buck dance. Well, you have the chance to catch the style of flatfoot and buck dancing this weekend at the 6th annual Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship in Dickson. Championship organizer Sarah Fennell lets us in on the special day.
We've got, a lot of surprises. We've got lots of people that's coming in. I think we've got 3 square dance groups this year coming. Expecting some new folks that have never visited us before to come in and compete and whatnot. And they're going to all want to win the state championship. I mean, how wonderful is it that Dickson has the state championship? Our main thing is to promote the style of buck dance that Mr. Spicer did, that he promoted, that he taught. And we just want everybody to come out, enjoy the day, listen to some good bluegrass music, see some of the best dancers in the state. We've got door prizes, so that's a wonderful thing. The community has really reached out to us this year, and we're happy about that. We just want people to come and have a good time and enjoy themselves, whether they're dancing or they're watching. You will see, of course, we have a 2-time state champion, Jacob Fennell. He'll be here, and his mentor, Thomas Maupin. I don't know that Thomas will be competing, but he will be here. We'll have Tommy Jackson and some of the Rocky Top Review out of Franklin. We've got Tennessee Dance Alliance out of Mount Juliet coming. We've got Tennessee Rhythm out of Springfield, which is an amazing group of kids that dance. They're just amazing. They've danced on the Grand Ole Opry. We've got a group coming out of Smithville that's going to dance, and they've danced on the Opry because both of those youth groups have won the Smithville Championship. So they got to go and dance on the Opry. Our judges, 2 of them are Grand Ole Opry dancers, Bubba Richardson and Teresa Holland. And then we have Matt Campbell, who is an amazing buck dancer, flat-footer, fabulous judge. He's judged all over and he's danced since he could walk. So we're excited about our judging panel this year. I think that what makes ours unique is that we are honoring one person and his style. We're honoring Robert Spicer, who of course was a Dickson native, and he's taught thousands and thousands of people. A lot of the competitions, while they're totally great, it's not about a specific style of buck dance. And the buck dance that we do here in Dickson is very unique to Dickson. And that's what we love about ours. So you'll see different styles of dance at the different competitions that we go to, like the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree or Holiday or whatnot. But here we really, tend to lean towards what he taught, what he loved.
From your take, and again, you're well in touch with his daughter, what would Mr. Spicer say, you think?
Oh, now see, you're going to make me cry. I hope that he and his daughters are proud of what we're doing. I hope that we're doing justice to his memory. That's what we strive for. We want people to know who he was and what he meant to the dancers that he taught, the ones that went with him everywhere in that old beat-up green station wagon. That's what I rode in anyways. We just want them to be proud, and I think he would be. I think that he probably never had any idea that at some point in time the state championship would be in his honor. We do, besides honoring Mr. Spicer, we do honor his daughter, Judy Street, who McEwen, and that's where our Youth Square Dance Award was named from. Was with her for her, and that got started with one of Mr. Spicer's former dancers. We just had one square dance competition. It was all age groups, and this former dancer of his, Ricky Bunn, said, these kids need to be able to compete against themselves, not against adults that have been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years. And he started it. He's the one that gave us the money and for several years sponsored it for us and named it after Judy. And we lost Ricky a few months ago. So this year, our scholarship that we will be giving out to a senior dancer is in his honor. And we're going to be making a presentation to Vance Smith because he lets us use this beautiful building, the Grand Ole Hatchery. And so we've got a little surprise for him. We also honored Diane's husband, Carl Franklin, with the adult square dance because he did dance on the Grand Ole Opry, and he was an amazing fiddle player. And that's who I remember dancing to when I was a kid, was Carl Franklin. You always wanted Carl Franklin to dance or to fiddle for you. And then we also give away the Ted and Millie Heavner Award, and they were a couple that they ran the Tennessee Flatfooters for years and years and years, and they were a lot like Mr. Spicer in that they wanted to give to these kids that danced with them, and they wanted them to do the very best that they could do. And so we give out an award to someone that really promotes old-time music, old-time dance, and it can be a parent, a musician, a dancer, a coach, but we've got a special honor for that this year that I'm very proud of. So Saturday, June the 28th, registration, if you're a dancer, starts at 10 o'clock. It's $5 to enter the buck dance categories, $5 to enter the flatfoot, $30 if you have a square dance team. We have 6 age divisions for our buck dance, and then an all-inclusive for the square dance, or for the flatfoot, I'm sorry. And anyway, about 1:30 or 2, we've got Daniel Rothwell that's going to come in and play the banjo and do some square dance calling. Heather Curry is going to join them while we give our wonderful band Seasoned Grass a little bit of a deserved break. It's hard to stand up there and play for dancers for hours on end, But they do a fabulous job, and we're very, very proud that they come back every year and do that for us. But we will have that square dance and a little workshop of how, these old-time sets came to be.
I love it. Sarah, thank you so much for always giving me your time and sharing how you are continuing on Mr. Spicer's legacy with the Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship. If you can't make it to this weekend's championship here in Dickson, well, you have 2 other festivals happening in the month of July. One is in Smithville, Tennessee. It has been going on since 1972. It is the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree. That is happening on July 4th and 5th. Yes, you have amazing bluegrass artists there and dancers from throughout the state and beyond coming in to compete in clogging, buck dancing, and flat foot. There's also the bluegrass along the Harpeth. This takes place later in July on the 25th and 26th of July. That is happening in the town square in Franklin. So 2 other festivals for you to go visit and enjoy. But of course, it is hot outside. These festivals are outside, so make sure that you're dressed for the weather and drinking lots and lots of water. Stick with us here at Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we're going to learn about the Neighborhood Health Clinic and how it's been serving Nashville communities since 1976.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Neighborhood Health at Cleveland Park is just one of 12 neighborhood health centers serving over 31,000 people a year. And after 40 years of service, dentist Dr. Michele Blackledge says the mission has stayed the same, and that is to make medical, dental, and behavioral health services available to everyone without regard to their ability to pay.
The mission's always stayed the same, and that's helping the community that we're invested in. And so Neighborhood Health has 13 locations. They first started off at Casey, and then they've just kind of expanded around the Nashville area. 4 of those locations actually have dental. So the mission's still the same. We accept everyone, whether you have income insurance or not, regardless of the ability to pay. So we offer sliding scale too. So dental is a little bit different than medical. So we serve probably about 3,000 to 5,000 patients a year, which is a big number. We are a small location. When you think of dentistry, we have one dentist at each location, so we're not 4 or 5 people in one building, so it makes it a little hard, but we make sure that we can get everyone in that we can. I think a lot of times people will say, I brush my teeth, but they're not brushing them properly. So if you're not getting all the way up to the gum line, if you're not doing small circles, if you're not getting the backs of your teeth, just think of your teeth like your body. You have a front, side, back. Those teeth need all the care they can get. So we need to make sure that we're brushing and also flossing at least once a day. As an adult, we don't want to get cavities in between our teeth that can create other issues going forward, because a lot of times we can't see them until they're too bad, unless you do come to the dentist. But the best way to actually help you is to come at least twice a year. I wish I could say that we have a lot of patients that are just coming in to get comprehensive care. But most of what we're seeing is emergency, and that shouldn't be the case. A lot of this can be prevented if you just come and we put you on a regimen, we do a treatment plan, and we see what's happening, and so we can follow up with you. We do a lot of outreach programs. We work with Delta Dental, we work with Interfaith. We have a Sounds event that's coming up, and so we do a lot of outreach for kids and pregnant women, and so that usually creates the family dynamic. So when you bring your kid in, then you say, oh, okay, well, I never knew this was here, but I have other kids, right? So I also have a tooth pain. So now we try to get the whole family involved, and that's the biggest thing for us. We actually have a program going on now. I don't know if you can hear him, but we've got a little 1-year-old. So we're doing birthday bash with Rocky. So Rocky the raccoon is our birthday bash mascot. And so what ends up happening is when the children come over to see the medical provider for their vaccinations, they also get to get their teeth cleaned for the first time. So he's not really happy right now, which is okay, right? But the object is to get him used to this, to get him used to the sights, the sounds, the smells. And so he's not so afraid when he comes at 6. And also, if we can catch anything before it gets to the point where we have to talk to maybe a pediatric dentist for extractions. So if you're not brushing your teeth, if you're not instilling in your child, that's the best way. If you're not bringing them here, that's the best way for them to do it. Let them meet us, right? We're not scary. We don't have, the mask kind of are. I get it sometimes. But, we try to make it as insightful and enjoyable as possible. I'm not a fan of the dentist, even though I am a dentist, right? I don't like the way the things taste. I don't like the way things smell. But it's one of those things that's necessary, because I know what can happen. I know that root canals are necessary sometimes. I know extractions are necessary sometimes. And that's like at the far end of the spectrum where we don't want to be. A lot of times we can treat this stuff. We've got wonderful products now called SDF that can stop cavities from growing. So we don't always have to fill. Technology is changing in so many ways. So I'm like, just come in and give us a try at least.
Dr. Blackledge, thank you so much for giving us your time. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.